Alright, so we're over here at the Solid Hogs booth. This is Dan Krull, man of the hour, but when it comes to Hognoses.
Thank you. So you asked me about the red gene, so I was just going to talk about that just a little bit. So the inheritance of it is a little bit unpredictable, but basically it seems to be a really strong polygenic. When you breed red animals to normal animals, you do get red animals in the first clutch, and when you breed red animals to red animals, you sometimes get more brown or typical colored animals. But what's interesting is those brown animals will still sometimes throw red babies in the future. So once the red gene seems to be turned on in a line, it's there. Now if you really want to get the really intense reds, like this one's, you know, it's pretty red, but it's not like screaming red like some of them. If you really want to get the intense reds, the best thing to do is to breed red to red, and you get more and more intense animals. But there seems to be some sort of relationship between the brown coloration and the darkness of the saddles in the normals and the really, really painted lipstick red in the albino. So what's really interesting is sometimes I get very, very red albino babies out of my brown and very dark normal from the red one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
From the red line, and these are actually from Justin Mitchum's Extreme line, which I got into in about 2006, and then I outcrossed some of my F1s from Wild Type to produce a little line of snakes that, you know, they're not as red as some of the really intense reds, but they're very consistent red breeders, and they produce these nice, you know, red tones, which when you compare it to, say, you know, a normal, here, let me grab a normal, you can definitely see the difference between what a Wild Type hognose looks like and the red looks like.
Yeah.
And then one of the really exciting things that's happening in hognose right now is the green stuff. So a lot of people have been saying that green is the new red, and this male right here is actually a lemon ghost, and that's from stock from Jeff Galewood at JMG. And you know, when you see the comparison of the three of those there, they almost look like different species.
Yeah.
And you know, the lemon ghost gene seems to work about like the red gene does, but maybe with a little bit more dominance in its inheritance. But what it does is it actually causes the dorsal pattern to lose most of its melanin and fade to this kind of grayish, ghostly leftover. And you know, this animal's only had one shed since it's hatched, and every time it sheds, it'll actually get lighter. And then the ground color is this glowing yellow and green. And the older they get, generally, the brighter that green gets.
You made me come alive.
And then one other cool feature of the lemon ghost is the belly. Now these are actually outcrossed from a lemon ghost to a green female. But when you breed lemon ghost to lemon ghost, that belly can be almost solid yellow or green.
Oh, how
and that's
cool.
Yeah, it's a really interesting gene, and I'm really excited to be working with it and crossing it with some other things. So, but you know, hognoses they're just really hot right now. People are really into them, and the future's wide open. There's so many new genes out there and new combinations to be made, and it's just really fun to be right in there, you know, at the forefront of all of it. So
cool. Thank you for sharing those with me. That's really neat about the ghost. Is it a kind of a hypo like it is in...
They call it a lemon hypo or a lemon ghost, and you know, it's in my experience thus far, it seems to be dominant. So this animal was produced from a lemon ghost bred to what is basically a normal snake, and the babies have come out as intense or more intense than their father, who was a lemon ghost. So it seems to be dominant in almost every cross that I've been privy to, but more breeding is needed to really show how it's going to inherit. What is consistent is the belly is not as yellow when you outcross. So it may be that the belly has some sort of a less dominant component to it, and then the back and the dorsal pattern and that melanin reduction is dominant. But I don't know. It's hard to say. The way these genes work, you know, there can be, like you said, polygenics. The genes can interact And you know, it may be that there are 2 or 3 different genes interacting in the snake to produce this outcome, and it may be that some of those genes occur in some wild-type snakes already.
Yeah.
So, like when I bred this lemon ghost to a normal, they may have already had 2 of the components, and that's why I got a lemon ghost. So it'll take a lot more breeding to really show what's happening. But I do know this: these snakes are sexy. So.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you again.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll listen to your talk here later.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Have a good day.
Swim through the sea, didn't you? Didn't you? You found me. Ship was going under. Help me swim through the sea. Didn't you? Didn't you?